Sliding doors. Okay, to get started, the first thing we need to do is create a blueprint and an actor. And we've created a little space there to fit our door. So let's add a cube mesh and resize it so that it'll fit in our doorway. Make it nice and thin. Okay, then the next thing we need to do is add a collision, so a box collision. I'm just going to stretch this out so that it covers the door. Have it peeking out both sides, and then with that we're going to add a event begin overlap. Then we're going to cast to the first person character or whoever your player is, and then we're going to add a timer. Okay, we're going to call it door. We're going to slow down a little bit while we go through this timeline. Now we're going to add a vector track, and this will give us access to the X, Y, and Z, but we only want to move it on the X. Okay, so I'm just going to show you here how you can check that. You just go into your model, and then you can see which axis you want it to move on. So it's definitely the X. So I'm going to go back into my timeline, and I'm going to lock the Y and the Z so that I only have access to the X, and then I'm going to right click and add keyframe, and we set it to time 0, value 0, right click again to add another. This time it's going to be time 2 seconds, and I'm going to set the value to 300. I'm also then going to set the length of the overall timeline to 2 seconds. Click on those two little buttons next to the time if you can't see your graph. Set that to 2. And we are ready to carry on. Now grab your cube mesh, which is your door, and you want to set relative location. Now plug that in, and you'll see that you've got that vector. Plug that into the new location. Bring in your door, test it quickly, there you go, you know it's working, and then put it into position in the doorway. Get that in there. Okay, now when you hit play and walk into the trigger box, the door opens, but it doesn't close, so we're going to give that a little bit of attention. Now grab your trigger box again, go over to the green buttons on the bottom right hand side, click end overlap this time. So we're going to copy the cast to the first person character, plug that into there and into the other actor, and then we're just going to drag that into reverse. So when the player stops overlapping with the trigger box, I'm just going to make the trigger box visible here so that for testing, so it's not hidden in game. And then when we overlap, it should open. When we finish overlapping, it closes, and that's sliding doors in 2 minutes.